I'm really excited to share an arrangement that I did today. I have used foraged material where I collected wild lupin and some daisy-like margaritas, yellow ones, and I added some garden-grown tulips, the yellow ones, and the white parrot tulip, as well as foliage from the garden. The first thing that you need to do before you start any arrangement is to start stripping the leaves off the bottom part of the stem. And what I mean by that is that you have to take off all the leaves that are going to be below the water level, otherwise the water will just get murky and terrible, and you don't want that. So in this stage, what I normally do is that I just strip the bottom part of the leaves. Now what I'm doing, the first plant that I've taken, this is one of the foliage that I'm going to be using, and that's mint that is grown in the garden. A good way to get the mint to remain straight is that when you harvest them, you wrap them up in newspaper relatively tightly so they can be upright, and then you put the whole thing in water and you let that sit for overnight, or at least for a couple of hours. Now, since I did this in the morning and the arrangement has been done in the afternoon, it's still not enough time, but I think that's still okay. The second foliage that I'm using is scented leaf geranium. What I like to do before putting the bunch together is that I like to lay out the ingredients in front of me. In this case, of course, I'm going to put the tulips out and the daisies and the wild lupin, as well as the foliage and make sure that all the leaves are stripped off, such that everything is just ready and prepped for the arrangement. I begin by taking the scented leaf geranium and then adding the wild lupin first to it, maybe a sprig of mint, and then the tulip, one of the tulips, in this case I'm using the yellow tulip in the beginning. And the way I do this, especially in handheld bunches, is that I keep rotating the bunch towards the left, so towards me, but adding the flowers from the right. I am adding more and more flowers to this branch, all the while turning it around and making sure that I also see it from the front, just to make sure that I know how this is going to look like. And as you can see, I do have quite a bit of foliage and not as many flowers, but I prefer it that way. So keep rotating the bunch as you go on and looking at it from all different angles, just to make sure that there is harmony and balance in your arrangement. And once the bulk keeps going, so I keep adjusting and I keep looking at it and keep turning the bouquet. So at every step along the way, I'm readjusting, reevaluating what needs to be added, what can be taken away, what is too much, what is too little. And in this case, I actually realized that I had only 3 white tulips. So what I did was that I went out in the garden and I got 2 more to add to the bouquet. Now the bouquet is beginning to look quite nice and full, and now I need to stop. Now this is always for me a very difficult point to come to, because I need to know when to stop. But now I think it has reached a certain bulk and it looks quite nice, and I can now stop. Very important is that after I've decided that the bouquet is finished and complete, that you trim the edges, trim the stems such that it is all nice and clean, number 1. And number 2, what I do, I slice across to let maximum water absorption, and then I can put it in the vase. And even after the arrangement is in the vase, I'm not afraid of tweaking a little bit. So in this case, I kind of push the tulips back in a little bit more into the vase, into the arrangement, because I know that they are going to rise, and then pull up the little yellow like daisies a little bit, because they kind of hover on the top like little butterflies, which I really like. And then at some point just rotate the vase around to see that every angle looks nice, and then voila, you're done. Thank you for watching. I'll be curious to find out what you thought about that. Do leave your comments below. Thank you. Bye bye.